Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Ms. Marvel, the Magnificent Miss Marvel, excuse me, issue number 17. I didn't like this book, but that doesn't mean it's a bad book in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I understand the problem is actually more with me and my eclectic tastes as opposed to the book itself. I'm going to explain all that good stuff and why I think enough people will still like the book. Anyway, especially the target audience, of which I am certainly not. Anyway, let's get talking about who made the book, and we'll go from there. The writer is Saladin Ahmed, and the artist is Minkyu Jung. Ian Herring on colors, and the letters are VC's Joe Caramagna. The cover is by Mirka Andolfo. Love her work. Graphic design, Carlos Lau. So, there's not even a name for this issue? What's going on? They usually have it on that front page. Oh, well. Anyway, so we start off with that building again where people go and they're like, hey, I need this job, open the door, and they don't actually open the door. But this time, hentai tentacles come out and do things to the people who are knocking on the doors. I kind of liked where the story was going before this, when people were knocking. It's like, I gave up so much to be here and blah, blah, blah and stuff like that, but nobody answered. And I was hoping there was going to be a bigger mystery there. I was really genuinely hoping that I could dig into this book and the story and just like engross myself in it. But unfortunately, that's simply not to be the case. It was just some really goofy thing where, And when I say goofy, I mean goofy in a way that's goofy to me as a 45-year-old man who's reading this comic book, and I see very evidently where Saladin Ahmed is going with this, and I love it. The idea that when you join a corporation, you become a part, they want you to be a company man, company person. Yeah. I'm tired of this stupid freaking put the pronouns in the right place thing. In this particular case, just a freaking company man. That's what they want you to be. They don't want you to be an individual with other pronouns. They want you to be a company man, even if you're a woman, whatever you are. They just want you to be some mindless automaton that gets, busts his ass for the job, thinks only of the company, thinks of themselves as part of a cog in a machine, because that's really all that you are. And you're not even that important of a cog. You're very easily replaceable. And when you get your measly little paycheck, you spend it in the company's store. That's exactly what these kinds of huge corporate conglomerates are all about. And that's exactly the image that Saladin Ahmed is portraying in this. And I want to get so more invested in this, but I can't, because the story is super dumbed down. It's dumbed down to the point where a teenager would probably really like this. Somebody who doesn't have that kind of experience in the world. When I used to go on Twitch and I used to bring up my political beliefs and whatnot, and it's like, F the Democrats and F the Republicans and F pretty much everybody. And heck, even Bernie Sanders, he's more of my compromise candidate. He doesn't really come to the heart of what I want in a society, but he's absolutely the closest. So, I used to do stuff like that, and I realized that a lot of my audience is mostly 25 or under, and they're just not interested in stuff like that. They're not, too many people simply aren't there weren't enough people, I should say, who are really interested in my political opinions and my observations. So I just kind of stopped. And likewise, I understand why something like this might apply to that audience and might actually, I don't know, maybe in many ways, Saladin Ahmed is doing a better job than me at making apparent his political beliefs. And I think that's important. You have to know your audience. And I certainly didn't. I don't know how to dumb down what I'm saying, and he clearly does. And when I say dumb down, mind you, that's just an old person's way of saying making it simple. Keep it simple, stupid, the KISS acronym. I look at it as Dum Duggan. Listen, I want to say that I hate his portrayal in this, and I really do, but I understand also, in the same vein, in the same context as the previous corporate conglomerate story, and the whole plot and everything here is actually built more for kids as opposed to for adults. Again, the plot I love, but it's geared, like the way that the plot is told in story form is for kids, not for me. It's too simple for me. It's too mush and hentai monsters. I don't care about stuff like that. It's nonsensical to me, but yeah. Dum Dum Dugan is nobody's favorite comic book character. You're not going to find anybody who's going to be like, oh my God, I'd be surprised if you found somebody who said Nick Fury was their favorite character. You know what I'm saying? So to find out that Dum Dum Dugan is their favorite character, that to me would be like, what? And I look forward to the silly comments, oh, he's my favorite character. I'm in on the joke, bruh. Just slapped my knee for you. So even though I don't really appreciate the way that he's being portrayed in here, he's just some really dense adult. This is what kids want. And I mean, if you're going to use a character who's just going to be a flunky and whatnot, and realize the diaspora between being a military flunky and a corporate flunky, because there is a difference, but there's also not much of a difference. One will shoot you in the face and arrest you. The other one will take your inheritance and your 401k and your pension and your student loans, and they're basically going to destroy you much longer term. The other one is much, more cut and dry. Anyway, he realizes what's up and he's able to stop himself before he goes too far. And I appreciated that, at least. So although I don't appreciate the way that he's portrayed, I also realize he's probably one of the only famous characters in the MC or in the Marvel universe who can be portrayed by that. So I see what Saladin's doing. And even though I'm not going to continue reading this comic book because I don't like what's coming up next either, I am positive it is exactly what the younger community needs. Boy, girl, whatever. I believe that this is a really fun comic book for them. It's one thing to say other people like this comic book. It's another thing to see who would actually like this comic book and to know why I don't like it. So although this is a negative review, it's really only negative in my own way of looking at it. I know what I like in my comic books, and I don't even want to say evolved or grown up, but technically it's exactly what happened. I got older and my tastes in comic books are different. And this comic book is written in just the perfect way to let me see how my tastes have changed. It's funny, I've struggled with trying to see how my tastes have changed from when I was a kid for a long time. And this book actually helped me with that more than probably anything else, which, like I said, that's probably one of the main things that makes me realize what an amazing book that this is, and the story and everything involved, just for someone else, for them. All right, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Like the video, watch an ad. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.